is Speedrunners, the show where we acknowledge a different way of gaming. We celebrate the gamers who dedicate thousands of hours to find the fastest possible way to complete a game. Throughout the season, we've met some of the most prominent members of the speedrunning community. Flippy O demonstrated the dangerous but successful Mario Kart 64 Rainbow Road glitch.
Yeah, let's go. That's so good.
Somewheres brought us to the edge of our seats with a potential world record run in Super Mario Brothers. And Cheezo5 set a new marathon run record right in our studio.
That's 3. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States of America. Behind me, the Marriott City Center Hotel, where they are hosting a Summer Games Done Quick. It's basically the Super Bowl for speedrunners, where all of the best get together to show off their skills to the world. And while we're here, we'll catch up with some of our friends from this season of Speedrunners. Let's take a look and find out what makes it so special. If you don't know what Games Done Quick is, it is a live 24-hour week-long stream where the best of the best speedrunners come together to demonstrate their skills to all of the viewers around the world. This is the summer variant. There's also Awesome Games Done Quick, which is the winter variant. Starting back in 2010, they've now raised over $10 million for charity, which is an absolutely phenomenal number that everyone involved is very proud of.
Summer Games Done Quick is really just a celebration of speedrunning. The speedrun community is massive. It's a lot bigger than it used to be back in 2010 when the first Games Done Quick started. Since then, it's just exploded into this massive group of people who just love video games.
It's like the sleepover you wanted to have when you were 12 with all your buddies, but now you get to have it when you're 30 and have a little cash. Obviously, with this event in GDQ, like, we dominate the gaming sphere for 2 whole weeks. Like, we do just as big a numbers, if not bigger numbers, than most League of Legends tournaments and Dota, than anything, you know what I mean? And we obviously raise a ton of money. There's definitely people that want to watch these skills. There's a chance for us to transfer more into, like, racing for money.
Let's have a little tour around the event. First up, attendees can explore the practice room. Here, speedrunners can hone their skills in preparation for getting the fastest times possible. It's not uncommon for speedrunners to sit down next to players and engage in friendly and fierce competition. There are plenty of HD TVs, as well as CRTs, which are necessary to do a proper speedrun when playing older games. There's also a private practice room, which is reserved for speedrunners who have a run in the marathon. All of the PCs in both rooms are donated for this and all Games Done Quick events by the good folks at World 9. In fact, all of the staff for these events volunteer their time just to be a part of the action. Scattered throughout the hall, there are tables set up with a wide variety of card games, board games, and of course, pizza. What goes on behind the scenes? How important is it that you have a really good team working on this?
It's so important. Our team is full of superstars. They are all super specialized in what they do, and they're dedicated. And not only that, but they really love speedrunning.
Looked simple, but I don't know if it's going to be that simple. Can I have a go? Did I go too far?
No, you're good.
I did it! I just skipped like half a Mario.
Popular games amongst the speedrunning community is Nintendo's mega hit for the NES, Super Mario Brothers. No surprise there, considering that it is widely recognized as the greatest video game of all time. And a competitive speedrun comes in at just under 5 minutes, giving speedrunners the opportunity to have many more attempts at a world record. This, of course, is a double-edged sword, as the very fast record times mean that making even the smallest mistake will add unrecoverable time and result in a reset.
I'm joined here by Somewheres, who we had in an earlier episode speedrunning Super Mario Brothers.
My name is Wes. I'm 32 years old. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've been speedrunning for about 3 years now. The Mario game and Nintendo console that I have is all original from the 80s. It's the one that I've had my whole life. I play on a front loader NES right here. I have to use a CRT TV to speedrun. Many of the tricks in Mario require pixel perfect and frame perfect precision, so playing on an LCD would be extremely difficult to pull these off with consistency. I would say the most exciting moment of my speedrunning career is when I got the 8-3 flagpole glitch and was ahead of record going into the last level of the game. I think that might be record. It was the record, but it ended up being 1 frame slower than the record. When I saw that it was only 1 frame from the record, I was a little heartbroken. I can definitely get the world record. It'll happen soon. It's just a matter of time.
Wes showed us some of the hardest glitches he uses in the world record attempt, including the flagpole glitch.
So a flagpole glitch is a way to clip into the block below the flagpole, and it skips the flag animation from coming down. It requires a pixel perfect setup, so you have to land on an exact pixel, and then you have to push B 1 frame later, and then 2 frames later press A. That will set up Mario's subpixels so that he's able to clip into the block below the flagpole. Then you have to press left for 4 frames and A to jump into the flagpole.
And he showed us the bullet bill glitch. The bullet bill glitch provided an impressive but unreliable time save.
You have to wait on a bullet to fire, and you jump in such a way that you land on the bullet right by the base of the flagpole, and Mario will trigger the end level animation.
A successful bullet bill glitch will skip both the flag animation and Mario walk into the castle, saving 2 frame rules. Both of these save critical fractions of seconds, and Wes, being only 1 frame off the pace, needed all of them for this attempt. As he got deeper into the run, we felt the excitement rise as he kept pace with the current world record. We thought we were seeing a new record until this.
No.
It was not to be.
There's a great choke right there. That was almost perfect all the way through.
So what we're going to do today is you're going to show me how hard or easy it is to do a glitch in Super Mario Brothers, because it's all well and good me watching you do all these glitches, but I want to find out for real. So talk me through what glitch you're going to show me.
Okay, so the normal way that you would get to the warp zone is to hit the vine block, go up the invisible block, and climb the vine. So there's the vine. You just jump up and climb. And so that's kind of slow. You have to wait on the vine animation. You have to wait for Mario to climb up. And now I have control and I can start moving. So the faster way to do this is to do these backwards bumps. So I'm altering Mario's X position. So make my 3rd bump in there. So now when I go down this pipe, the vine is still loaded into memory, and when it checks where to take Mario, it'll take him to the warp zone. And you don't have to wait on the vine animation.
How much of the game do you skip by doing that?
I mean, by going through the warp zone, you're skipping several worlds. By doing the wrong warp that I'm going to be showing, it saves at least 5 seconds or so.
Looked simple, but I don't know if it's going to be that simple. Can I have a go?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
There you go. Just keep bumping into things. You bump those pipes. All right. So now, oh, you went over the pipe.
So I was at the wrong pipe there.
Yeah.
Did I do it?
No, you were still a few pixels short. And you'll get more pixels if you do a backwards jump. So the inputs for that are you hit left and then jump and then press right again.
This must infuriate you. If you have to, like, practice this over and over again, like, I'm already getting frustrated.
I have a lot of patience. I would say to run this game, you have to have a lot of patience because it is so short and repetitive. You're doing a lot of the same thing over and over again.
So the relief you must have when you complete the whole game is insane.
Oh, yeah. Very satisfactory.
Did I go too far?
No, you're good. Got it.
I did it! There we go. Good job. I just skipped like half a Mario because, you know, I'm a speedrunner now. So all I now need to do is do that over and over again until I get it right every single run.
Right.
Games Done Quick is a celebration of all things speedrunning. But it is also a charity fundraising juggernaut. And one of the biggest draws for donations each year is the Super Metroid speedrun. Perhaps because donors like to weigh in on whether to save the animals at the end of the game or to let them explode with the rest of the planet. This year's marathon entry takes the form of a race between top speedrunners Overfiend VIP, Oats and Goats, and our friend Zost.
I've been speedrunning Super Metroid for 5 years. I feel like I'm a bit of a kid at heart. I grew up playing these games and I never stopped enjoying them. Generally, I'll play about 5 or 6 times a week and I'll practice 2 to 4 hours before I actually try to attempt to beat the record. When you're on a record pace, it is definitely an adrenaline rush. I have the second best time in any percent right now, but I know it's improvable because one of my boss fights, I lost about 16 seconds alone just based on luck. So there's many things to improve. The competition is fierce for this game. I'm definitely not one to be satisfied with second place.
When Zost visited us in the studio, he fought to regain the title from Oats and Goats. Zost used every single exploit known to exist. He showed us a few of the more helpful techniques.
Okay, this trick coming up is called the full halfie. You need a tight set of wall jumps going up this climb here, and you'll have just enough shine spark energy stored up, like just enough time to release it here in this dash across the room. The name full halfie is kind of funny, but the old trick only went through half the room. It was called the halfie, so that's why. So Dragon, you need to short charge in this room, and a well-timed X Factor does a little bit of additional damage. Now, I've gotten some bad RNG here. We had a lot of swoops. You don't want to see swoops in this fight, but we've cleared it.
It would stand to reason that with a game that's been around as long as Super Metroid, all possible exploits have already been found long ago. But this game may have not spilled all of its secrets just yet.
So I'm making my way through this escape here. There's a new trick that was just found recently, like in the last few weeks, called a moonfall. You'll see it right here. She'll fall way faster than she's supposed to. It has to do with moonwalking. If you moonwalk and then jump backwards in a specific way, then her downward speed will not be capped. You see a diagonal shine spark here up the shaft. You have to be careful with that one, or you might bonk onto a platform.
Why is it then that you actually chose to speedrun in general?
What kept me speedrunning is the camaraderie and the competition more than anything.
It definitely helps having the community behind you. I've seen that a lot throughout speedrunning. Why Super Metroid?
I'm a big fan of two-dimensional games. That's a big soft spot of mine. And it's a very complex game for it being as old as it is, so there's a lot of difficulty involved, and that makes it interesting.
Yeah. How hard, then, is it not to die? Because some of those levels look a little bit tough.
If you're going very fast, it becomes very difficult not to die. If you push it faster and faster, that's more chance of dying.
So are you sometimes in a speedrun that's going relatively well, and you're reluctant to push it harder because you don't want to risk dying?
Not usually. Usually just keep pushing and hope not to die and try to do your best.
Where do you think Super Metroid lies in terms of like the amount of donations and the amount of popularity here at Games Done Quick?
Well, it's been a mainstay for a long time. I mean, 3 or 4 years at least. It draws in a lot of donations, and that's why they keep putting it in the marathon.
You had a Super Metroid race just now, but Overfiend and Oats and Goats died pretty early on, so the burden to finish was solely on you. That's not much of a race then.
I wanted it to be a race, but it became more of a thing of survival for me. And there's a lot depending on this run with it drawing so many donations that I really could not afford to die halfway through the run. So it was pretty nerve-wracking.
Would that have just been the run of Super Metroid over if you had died as well, like all 3 of you out?
If all 3 of us died, we would have to done the whole thing over because the donation incentive is to save or kill, and that is at the end. So you would be not honoring all those donations if you didn't make it all the way to the end of the race.
How did you cope, nerves-wise, when you knew you were the last person you had to survive? And did your tactics change at all?
My tactics changed a little bit, but not much. I did play it a little safe because I knew that so much was riding on that. But I tried to put on a good show, too. It's a little bit of a balance.
You did put on a good show. Everyone loved it. I loved it. And congratulations for winning, but of course for surviving. And thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks, man.
Welcome back to Speedrunners at Summer Games Done Quick.
So So, Cheese, we met him earlier in our series, and he is the best speedrunner there is at Super Mario 64. And now he's just about to get started on his run here at Summer Games Done Quick. But before we watch what may well be a historic moment, let's find out a little bit more about the man.
I've been speedrunning for almost 3 years now. In 2014, I was watching Punkation, and he was trying to beat the world record. And after watching him, I thought, you know what, let me just try it. It looks like fun. And I did, and once I did, it was just, you know, I just got hooked. Ever since I was a child, I love playing video games. I've probably put in more than 5,000 hours into Super Mario 64, for sure. My proudest moment in Mario 64 is probably when I first beat the world record. It was like the first time I really felt that, oh my gosh, I have a world record. How do I react? What do I do?
Oh my God, dude! I'm a legend!
I realized, okay, this is big, and I started making money, and then it just became my job, really. Everyone knows my name in the speedrunning community. I love competition. It makes it more exciting. It makes the motivation stronger. I probably put in about an average of 5 hours every day playing. It's like a sport. You need experience. You need to put in the years of training, practice, or else you can't be good at it.
Everyone has the kind of Lex Luthor to the Superman, and you have the Bowser to your Mario in your situation. Punkation, is this man like such a big rival to you? Like, do you guys get along?
We're really close friends.
And does that help then, like where you both try to pip each other at the top and you can keep improving times?
It used to be better before. We used to be like this all the time. He's taken a lot of breaks. I've taken a lot of breaks. We've come back. He actually recently beat my world record, and then less than 24 hours later, I beat it again.
I was kind of salty after like the last one because that was the first time I've had 120 world record in like a year, and you just beat it literally next stream.
Right.
It was a really, really good run for me, and the fact that he lowered it by 21 seconds, it could take like a long time for me to beat. I know one of my viewers is like, oh, he's not gonna get it for a while, and I'm like, I don't think you should say that. He can get it next stream, and that's exactly what happened.
I was on fire, man. As soon as I saw that time, I was like, this is not happening. This is my world record. I keep telling you all the time, 120 stars is my category. But they don't listen, man. They don't listen. It's a rivalry. You have to beat the world record holder, and you know, it's like a competition.
For someone like Cheese, who is so dominant, sometimes chasing the world record means chasing yourself. Let's watch as he demonstrates his mastery in this record-setting marathon run.
All right, all 120 stars. Now we just have to fight Bowser.
Your final time here. It was 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 3 seconds. Now, that's still the 6th best time ever set.
Right.
How satisfied are you with that run?
It's my best marathon run I've ever done, actually.
You sort of set a record then, because it's your best marathon record.
Yeah, I think it's arguably the best marathon run.
There we go.
Maybe. For 120 stars, of course. I think so.
Cheese's time of 1 hour, 42 minutes and 3 seconds did in fact set a marathon record. Now here at Summer Games Done Quick, with a very large room packed full of adoring fans looking over his shoulder and countless others watching the live stream, could Cheese handle the pressure and turn in an equally great or perhaps even better run? Let's find out. Usually, marathon runs are attempted in the comfort of your own home, not with hundreds watching just a few feet away, and rarely are they the fastest ever. So to set a new marathon mark in front of so many people is truly remarkable.
So, with Cheese, after his amazing run in Super Mario 64, I mean, how did it feel in front of that big crowd?
It was incredible. I did not expect to play so well. I mean, the first 30 minutes was like, it's starting a bit really shaky, but then I started playing almost perfectly for like the second half, and it was incredible. I really got my mind in, and it just you know, it came out really good. I want to start learning new strats and stuff like that to maybe speed up the game a bit and see what happens.
I guess you need Puncation to come and try and conquer your world record, and then you'll be back.
Puncation, Batora, Simply, the top guys need to keep playing. It only gives me more motivation, really.
So that's just us wrapped up then. Summer Games done quick. Everyone's kind of leaving after some amazing speed runs throughout the week. And now, of course, everyone's going to celebrate and try and gather around these celebrities that are speedrunners. I've had a blast at Summer Games Done Quick, and hopefully I'll be able to come to another Games Done Quick, maybe even the winter one.